Discus lariat.
The huge suplex.
And good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome to Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from sweltering Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right. It is July 15th, and we're in a cool studio. Hopefully you guys will be cool today, or wet, or drinking a lot of water. Welcome on my far right, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that makes us go electronically, Mr. Matt Mullen. How are you, sir?
Hot.
Hot. It is hot. You know, it's hotter in Havasu today than it is here. Not by much.
Oh,
they were supposed to reach 120.
Death Valley, 127.
To my right, the man simply known with one little simple word, Chief.
Good morning, everybody.
Gents, how you doing? I missed you guys last week. I hate to say
We're
it.
not having you here.
Was it? But you guys did great. I saw some of it. You guys are wonderful. You guys are great.
We'll try.
Matt ran a smooth operation.
I don't doubt it. I know both of you ran it smoothly, I'm sure. I'm sure it's a good time, but guess what? You get to do it again next week without me. I will be at Yankee Stadium, 1 o'clock first pitch Eastern Standard Time, and I will ask John to send me a link. I will try to link in before the game really gets going from Yankee Stadium. We're in the 300 level deck, not all the way up. So I won't be having to change the tires as the planes go over. I might just be able to wave to the pilot.
I want to hear the rant.
The rant? The
Yep.
chant. You want to hear it go around the...
I want to hear it go around.
I will do my best to make sure. Now, they are playing the Royals, so I can't guarantee it'll be a packed stadium. Although the way the Yankees have been playing lately, it's not going to matter who they're playing. It'll be a tough game.
Yanks always packed.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know. Depends on the weather. It's
They
hot.
always-
Anyway, if you watch us on Facebook, thank you so very much. You also have the option of watching us on YouTube on our channel, as well as the WWDB TV channel. Of course, we have Roku that'll be available on the channel there, on their WWDB TV. Look for us there in about 72 hours. Downloadable apps. WWDB TV, if you have an Android, WWDB TV LV for your iPhones. Call us. We got a lot to talk about today, including Slammiversary prognostications. I like that word today.
Good morning, Miss Jennifer.
Jennifer, good morning.
Miss Brandy, good morning. And our vote counter, Mr. Ronald Young down in
Yes.
Florida. Good morning to you, sir.
He messaged me yesterday, specifically wanted to know if he needed our services today as we pick our Slammiversary selections in a bit.
And for you that want to call in, 702-992-3207.
Yeah, what Chief said. There you go. Call us. I want to hear your suggestions.
How about that?
That was very good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you did. You're learning. I got you learning. It's very good. All right, Mr. Matt. Safe and sound there on Fremont Street. You got some good stuff for us?
Most of the week's actually been pretty chill just because it's been so hot that the bums are even like, I'm not doing this.
They're hiding.
Even they're in like hiding somewhere, not.
Hiding someplace cool, hopefully, at least. So you got something for us because you know what time it is.
It's now time. Story time with Matt.
Yeah.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
Pretty chill week just because it was so hot that the bums were actually out hiding and doing whatever they were doing, but
Chafing.
the only. The one funny story I had of the week,
Sounded good anyway.
I was checking
my
the
God.
security cameras,
I almost did a spit take.
and I checked like by our security dumpster, and I see somebody peeing, and I was just like, oh, great. I go like start walking over there, and I see like this vest go by, and I was like, a uniform kind of looks familiar, so I like followed him around the thing, followed him around the corner. Gets on the bus and like starts taking off. He was one of the bus drivers.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, what the hell were you doing? Why are you literally the bathroom's right there? He goes, I didn't fucking do anything. Leave me alone. And I was like, so I go to the owner of the building who's currently feuding with the RTC. And I was like, how mad are you at the RTC still? She was like, very. Why? I was like, well, do whatever you want with this video. So I don't know what happened yet, but
Was she pissed?
she's mad.
See what I did
mad.
there? Pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, pissed.
Yes, that's right.
Not
Piss
as,
is the piss.
not as good as
I'll
my
catch
chafing.
your mic.
though.
Not chafing was good. Again.
Hey, do you like my coif?
I do. You're very coiffed today.
Looks good, huh?
Yeah, no, but
Got-
this
got-
is coiffed,
got-
especially after
No, that's
suntan.
Chrome Dome.
Looks like you shined it.
I know, I did.
I got my summer
I see
summer
you look
haircut.
good. Well, listen. Even the homeless have to stay cool and hydrate, right? Because they have the hydration stations now open around town, right? They have
Yeah.
all that stuff going on. So really, seriously, folks, please be safe out there.
You know what?
100 and teens today for us.
Not just the homeless,
Everybody.
but you know, businesses
Yes.
that have warehouses that have the big open doors
Mhm.
where the heat can come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking to my wife about it, and she said that for years that they've provided Gatorade
Sure.
and, you know, things to replenish,
Gotta hydrate.
to stay hydrated
Mhm.
for the men and women that
Absolutely.
are working on the floors.
Absolutely. Well said. I put 3 words out on Facebook. this
Hydrate,
morning.
hydrate,
You saw it.
hydrate.
That's it, man. And one of my friends said, step number 1, step number 2 or 3, go back to number 1. I do.
Start over.
You may think you're not thirsty. You may not think you're getting dehydrated, but trust me, somewhere down the line, all of a sudden it'll hit you and you realize that you're getting headaches, your muscles are sore and everything else. And Jennifer, yes, you learned your lesson from your last visit here about not having enough liquid in your system, at least water liquid anyway.
You know, and as they say, if you're going to have an adult beverage, make sure in between the adult beverages you drink a bottle of water to
Mhm.
stay hydrated.
And please
I
drink.
can't drink that much water.
Well, drink one in P38.
Please drink. If you are going to drink some adult beverages, please
Yes.
make sure you eat something.
Absolutely.
Please don't do it on an empty stomach. At least the food in there will absorb some of the alcohol, and you'll feel a lot better. Well, you'll feel less pain than you normally are. Let me put it that way. How's that?
Hey, I mean, I can talk from experience. You know, when we went to Thailand,
Right.
we had a port brief and about various and sundry things in Thailand, the
Mhm.
do's and don'ts. Well, one of the things they said don't do was to drink the big bottles of beer they had
Right.
there. And they had 26% alcohol.
Oof.
Well, Chiefy, you know, a young
Young buck.
whippersnapper. Yeah, I got up on the bar stool and I had the big bottle. And this was like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my!
The next thing I know, I'm on my back laying on the ground and the people in the bar are trying
Trying to get you up.
to get me up. So
Wow.
I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
So you're going to have an adult cocktail, drink a bottle of water in between. And as Mr. Aaron said, eat, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to it. It's now time for a couple of rumors. I hear voices coming your way. The number one is, and I don't think this is a shock. I think this has kind of been out there a little bit for the last week or so. Rumor is Ronda Rousey is heading back to UFC when she's done with WWE, and it was brought up a couple of weeks ago that she's kind of told WWE that her time is ending. I think it's SummerSlam seems to be the target because of the thing with Shayna. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I think it's a good story to take her out with Shayna being one of her best friends and trying to put her over on the way out, hopefully.
Right.
But it's kind of funny how scared the entire women's division was of Amanda Nunes, and now that she retired, Ronda's like, maybe I'll come back.
Go back.
What was the
And other ones are like, maybe I'll go down to this division.
Right.
What was the one that battled with her before she come to WWE?
Amanda Nunes.
No, there was another one too, wasn't there?
Because Amanda's the one that she lost her title to, right? That was the first loss she ever
Holly
experienced.
Holm was the one
That
that,
was the-
she lost to first.
I
And
wonder,
then
I wonder if
Amanda.
Holly's going to come back.
She fights tonight.
You made an interesting comment about Ronda maybe putting Shayna over in this capacity. Great way to go out. At this point with Ronda's run now, is she really in a position to put people over like she would have her first run? I mean, does it mean the same for Shayna, let's say, beat Ronda now? To me, I just don't know if the putting over power with Ronda is really – I think it's lost its shine, I guess, in my opinion.
I think personally that Shayna could put Ronda over, not
Okay.
Ronda put Shayna over.
Win or lose?
Yep.
I mean, do we not think that Shayna needs to win this on the way out if Ronda's leaving?
Let me ask you a question. Is there a doubt that Shayna's not going to win it?
Some might.
In
I
your
don't know.
mind?
In my mind, I would say no.
In my mind, neither.
I think Shayna is going to win, but Ronda still is like the most over between the two just by name alone.
I agree with that.
And I agree with that.
And part of that, I think, is to blame for WWE that Shayna's not bigger. Because
Hopefully,
she's never really had a role where she was that serious fighter, right? I mean, where she had that reputation like Ronda had when she came in.
Hopefully she will be.
She did in NXT, and then once she got to the main roster,
was
it
it.
was just like down to the bottom of the mid card you go.
Yeah.
Like Shotzi.
Well, now she's cut her hair.
Well,
We'll get to that in a bit.
We got the same haircut.
That's right.
styling and profiling.
Rumor is LA Knight's going to challenge Austin Theory for the United States title. Is that going to be at SummerSlam? SummerSlam? I think he wins it if he does. Because there's nothing going on with Theory. And ever since Vince came back in, blah, 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 there's nothing with Theory, in my opinion. Go ahead. Sorry. That was John's phone.
I heard something.
That was John's
phone. It was John's phone. I think personally, other than probably right at this point in time with MJF and CM Punk, I would say LA Knight is the biggest person in professional wrestling right at this point. Did you either one of you guys get to see the clip of him last night on SmackDown?
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
That was freaking awesome. He come out, didn't even wrestle, didn't even get in the ring, just come out and stood on the stage and did a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes at the most.
That's over.
And I'm gonna tell you what, there ain't no doubt. They could say what they. I won't go there because I'll leave that till we get to it. But is he over? Yeah, he's over, and I'm glad for him. And I hope Zoe Stark's another one that's getting the push.
Mm-hmm.
She beat Becky Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it was a win.
Right.
All right. So it's part of the storyline.
Right.
So I'm glad to see that.
It's not cheating if he knows the person.
Exactly. What did Eddie say? Lie, cheat, or steal? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So hey, it's okay. But I mean, I'm glad to see that. And I said this last week to Matt that we're getting to see our people
Mm-hmm.
on the big stage,
Mm-hmm.
and we know them as other than a professional wrestler,
Right.
that they're getting the push.
Right.
And anybody who says that LA Knight doesn't deserve it, well, guess what? You're so wrong, and you don't know what you're talking about. And the Chief's telling you that right now.
Rumor is Warner Brothers Discovery wants AEW to expand their pay-per-view schedule. Good, bad, or indifferent?
I don't know. I kind of like their quarterly pay-per-views because it's like the anticipation of getting to
Old
it.
school. That's what they
But
did
some
back
of
in
the they're pretty good at like the storylines of like dragging them on like 3 months, and they're like usually pretty entertaining. But there's some of them you're just like, hurry up and end this.
Why?
But I don't want them to go to like monthly pay-per-views.
Okay. So stay quarterly? Or
Say quarterly and do like specials, kind of like Battle of the Belts tonight
Gotcha.
and stuff like
1
that.
hour specials or
Yeah.
something like that.
If you want to blow off a quick storylines, do like a extra hour or something.
There you go. Chief?
No, I agree with Matt on that one. I would much rather see a good storyline built
Mm-hmm.
and then have the match
Mm-hmm.
3 months down the road.
If they're going to stick with quarterly, I'd almost rather see that quarterly pay-per-view be the blow-off match for the 3-month storyline.
Yeah.
Whereas now with WWE, it's getting very predictable.
Huh.
Cody wins one, Brock wins one. Now you're going to have the third match where someone's going to win and it's the blow-off match to move on.
Yeah.
I almost like it because back in the day, MSG, back in the 70s and 80s, WWE was a quarterly pay-per-view, and you can build the shows much better. I would not mind seeing the quarterly as long as they properly build the story on the TV and let that pay-per-view match be the end of the feud. and move on.
Even WCWC. All right, they did their shows quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bash at the Beach.
Right.
The one that they used to have in Charlotte every Thanksgiving, Flair for the Gold. You know, and they did theirs on a quarterly basis. War Games. You know, and I think that makes for better.
Right.
For the wrestling fans also.
Yeah.
My buddy Rafi's in the chat room.
Hey,
Good
Raf,
morning,
how
buddy.
you doing, buddy?
He says, "Good morning, fellas. Storyline makes the dramas."
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it could be said really any better than that, right? Because that's what
Right.
the drama is. What if you stay quarterly like AEW does? The drama in the storyline,
Right.
even if you have an occasional match on TV or some sort of face-off in the ring within that 3-month period, I agree. I think, and we all agree that storyline matters.
Yeah. The historians and
As much as everyone was saying that, like, the Civil War, the Bloodline was
Right.
like the greatest match ever, could you imagine if there was a 3-month buildup
Oh,
of that?
yeah, yeah.
Hey, you know, while I'm thinking of something, Eddie Thorpe.
Okay,
You know, have you heard of? Have you
I
heard
recognize
about
the
Mr.
name.
Eddie
I
Thorpe?
recognize the name.
Well, Eddie Thorpe is in NXT right now.
Okay,
All right. We know him out here in Las Vegas,
as
Carl Fredericks.
oh,
All right. So kudos to you, Mr. Eddie Thorpe or Carl Fredericks. And glad that you're on the up and up, buddy.
all right. We are up against our first break. John,
Right now?
Right now, but the one-shot camera is not allowing me to see those messages, just so you know. That's why I couldn't see it. That's all right. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. When we come back, we're going to get a Slammiversary predictions from Impact, touching some on news and notes, maybe a rant at the bottom of the hour. We'll see how Chief feels, but either way, you got to stick around. We've got a lot more coming at you. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Be right back.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas, specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts in the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere for Saturday 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that. Hey everybody, Aaron Filson. I'm standing with Anthony Miller. Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show? Thoughts Count Anywhere. What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook. This is your Warlord of Weird Sinbodi, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around? Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend, Sabu. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Right? Thoughts Count Anywhere, that's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you to everybody on those spots, Sin and April and D'Lo and everybody else.
Right.
Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say it was just enough time so we could have a discussion.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the best discussions people don't understand. If you've never been in the studio during a show,
Nope.
some of the best discussions for any reason and anything happen when the mics are.
We should charge admission.
We should really should.
Ooh, ooh,
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I do have something else.
Okay.
The Impact belt, the one that your buddy used to have, he lost it. What's the name of that belt? You know the one I'm talking about? The global media belt or whatever it is.
Matt Cardona.
Yeah. Well,
Digital media
yeah,
change.
Kenny King's wrestling for that belt tonight.
I know.
Just want to let you know.
Okay.
See, she's been doing these homework.
So you follow up on the guy you don't like the most.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into some predictions. We know Ronald's out there in the chat room. He always tallies up and tracks our picks because we don't. Let's see now. The Savannah Bananas now have 10 rules. The new rule is that one fan can challenge a call on the field. A fan challenge? I love it. Thank you, Ronald.
They won't let the chief come to the game. So if the
be
chief was there,
fence.
man, I'd be challenging everything.
Oh, I love that rule.
I saw not long ago, like, you know how, like, a fan, if they catch the ball, was out?
And
they actually got, like, the game-winning, like, catch was from a fan.
For
the
an
game.
out?
You're out of there.
Usually they call him down, too, from the stands, and they celebrate.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
That was cool.
Yes, Ronald, thank you for keeping us up to date on that.
That's it.
All right.
Thanks, Brandy. It's Joe Hendry against Kenny King tonight for the digital media.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Brandy.
That'll be a good match.
All right, let's look at the list for Slammiversary.
Go ahead.
We're going to start at the
Where
bottom
we
of the
at?
list and work our way up.
Down at the bottom.
We're going to start with the Death Dolls, and Jody Threat takes on Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and a good friend that we all know, J.A.I. Vidal. Thoughts? There's no tie. This is just a 6-person match, yes?
I'm going with Giselle.
Matt?
I'll go with Jay, Savannah, and Giselle.
All right, and we'll make it a 3-way on that. I, too, will join in on that one, make it a hat trick. Just as you were alluding to, the Digital Media Championship, Joe Henry takes on Kenny King.
I guess I should read the sheet once in a while. Then I would have the names. Damn.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Matt.
Only somebody prepared for this, like, all week long.
I mean, Matt puts it right here for me. And
the glove fits.
And old Chief screws up, man.
Brandy says Death Dolls. Tommy says Hendry. Brandy says Hendry as well.
You homers. Kenny King.
Ooh. Mr. Matt?
K-I-N-G. King.
That's it.
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. You know what?
You're going to make it a 3-0?
Might as well.
Yeah,
Might as
buddy.
well. This way we're all on the same side of winning or losing, one way or the other. Knockouts Tag Team Championship, the Coven versus Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly.
Who the hell's the Coven?
Taylor Wilde and I don't remember the other
That's
girl's
okay.
name.
I'm going with Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly.
Who's the current champs? The Coven?
Coven.
Coven?
I'm going with
East Coast Coven.
I'm going with Slamovich and Kelly.
Okay.
Coven.
Oh, man, you guys are split on this one, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the current champs.
Whoever they are.
The Coven,
Whatever.
Cabinet, I don't know. Ultimate X Match, Mike Bailey, Jonathan Grisham, Kushida, Kevin Knight, Angels. 5-way?
Yeah.
Fatal 5-way.
Wow.
Is this for like a number one contender?
Yeah.
There's so many? Okay. I'll never, when Impact was here last time, I still talk about the Jonathan Grisham. Who did
Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey. Right.
Mike Bailey.
Oh my God, what a match those two put on. I still talk about, think about that match. It was a great match. Brandy says Coven. Our historian says Coven. Thomas says Angels in this fatal 5-way. Gents?
I'll go Mike Bailey.
Okay. Chief? I'll give you an extra second. I'll take Jonathan Gresham.
I'm going Kushida.
We're all across the board on that one. All right. Ron, I hope you're taking good notes on this one. Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards.
Frankie Kazarian.
Okay. Brandy says Bailey on that previous match.
Speedball Mike Bailey.
Mr.
I
Matt.
think it's cool. Tracy Brooks is finally going to be in Frankie's corner instead of being in the stands like she usually is. So I think Frankie takes it.
Okay. And maybe she'll come out of the stands.
No.
Oh, she's going to be in his corner.
The reason,
she's
Because Alicia's going to be in.
Oh, gotcha.
well, the
Gotcha.
reason that she's in Frankie's corner is because the last match that they had, Eddie's wife got involved and
Gotcha.
caused Frankie to lose it.
Gotcha.
So that's why Tracy's coming out.
Right on. All right. Brandy
And she
says
still looks good.
both historian and Brandy both take Kazarian on that match.
See?
I, too, will make it a hat trick. Tag Team Championship, ABC versus Myers and Moose versus Rich Swann and Sam Callahan versus Subculture. Well, fatal 4-way for the belt. Who are the current champs? ABC?
Yeah.
Who the hell is he?
Brian Myers and Moose. That's an interesting tag team, isn't it?
I'm going Rich Swann and Sammy Callahan.
Okay. Mr. Matt?
I say Chris Bay retains his tag team championship and ABC wins.
Okay. I'm going with the current champs as well. X Division Championship, however, Chris Sabin versus Leo Rush.
Chris Sabin.
He got a quick push into a title scene there.
Yeah.
Right?
Chris Sabin.
Chris Sabin.
All right. That'll also be a hat trick.
We should put like the over-under of how long Leo Rush retires again.
I was thinking that.
I'll say it out loud and on the air.
I was thinking that.
Bully Ray and Diener take on Scott D'Amore and a mystery partner. First of all, any ideas as to who they believe may be the mystery partner? There was one that I saw.
Johnny Knoxville.
Can I have that envelope back?
How about PCO?
I can't remember the name I saw in an article.
PCO's the one they set on fire, and that's why he has a tag team.
Well, no.
Mystery partner.
I saw the clip where he was set on fire. I
How
saw
about
that.
PCO?
Okay.
He comes back.
Okay.
I think DM was when
Okay.
Scott was on the phone. He was asking somebody if they can come, and he had like his Team Canada jacket sitting there.
Right.
So it's somebody from Team Canada. I'm guessing it's Eric Young.
How about Petey?
And-
How about Petey Williams?
Well, Eric Young was a name that was in the article that I read, leaning to the fact that if he is in location for the event, there was also speculation he had signed with WWE previously a couple of months ago, but obviously that's not happening if his name is being rumored up there. So Thomas believes he's picking D'Amore and Eric Young. He believes it's Eric Young straight out. That's what the
Yeah.
history
The only
tells
other
us.
one I could think of that would be Team Canada would be Petey Williams, right?
So it was Scott D'Amore, Petey Williams,
Eric.
Young, and Robert Roode. But Robert Roode's in
Yeah.
WWE and had neck surgery.
So I would say it's one of the two of them.
I kind of like the idea of Eric Young, but regardless, I think as the general manager, whatever his official title was before getting involved in the ring, I think he's got to win, don't you think?
I want to put a special stipulation.
Okay.
What's her name? Referees it. Not Santino, but Santina
Oh,
referees the match.
the sister of the DOA?
Yes.
Okay, that would be interesting.
Yes.
If not, what's her name? Audrey Hebner. She'll probably be in that match.
Yeah, there could
So who's
be
your
two.
picks?
I'm taking Scott.
All right.
Scott and Eric.
Okay, Scott and Eric.
Scott and Petey.
Jumping the shark there, huh?
Johnny Devine was a part of Team. No, he wasn't.
Uh-oh.
Prove it.
Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to make it a hat trick there as well because I do think it'll be Eric Young coming out, and I don't think D'Amore can lose that match given its position within the company. A couple more before we go to the rant.
Okay.
All right?
What time is it?
It's almost time for the rant.
Yeah.
Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo takes on Trinity. Feel the glow. There's a part of me that thinks it's almost too soon for Trin to win.
But do they push her because of her name?
With the way Impact is with former WWE people, Trinity's going to win the championship.
So that's your official prediction?
Yeah.
Matt?
That's who I'm going with.
Okay.
Even though I like Deonna.
I like Deonna too. Interviewed her when she was in town
She's
last
from
time.
Jersey.
I know, Livingston. We actually talked about
Livingston,
that.
yes.
That's correct. Thomas says there's already a special enforcer.
Who?
I'm going to make it a hat trick on that as well. I think
Okay.
they've been pushing Trinity so hard, and they made it a big to-do when she came in. So I think she's going to win much to my chagrin of Deonna coming from Jersey. Last but not least, before we go to Chiefs Rant, the Impact World title, Alex Shelley takes on Nick Aldis.
As much as I like Alex Shelley, and I'm happy he won the world title just to give him the chance, as soon as he won, I was like, this just screams transitional champion.
Right.
Nick Aldis wins.
Okay. Chief, I'm with you on that.
You go back and you look at the NWA.
Yep.
And when Nick Aldis got to the NWA, he won the NWA championship right away. With him coming into Impact now, I echo Matt that Nick's going to win the belt.
Thomas reminded us, Darren McCarty, former Detroit Red Wings player, because now that he says, I remember he and Billy were getting into it and all that other stuff. Thomas also picks Alex Shelley, but again, I'm going to complete the hat trick. I do believe Nick Aldis will win. Rondo, I hope you got all those picks. Because,
thank you, Thomas.
My goodness, there were most of these
quick.
matches, we were all on the same page. All right, Brandy says Trin will win. Brandy says Aldis will win. All right, with that, we are at the bottom of the hour on time for the Chiefs rant.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so.
Did you sit on a snake over there or something? Holy cow.
John scared the shit out of him. Anyway, good morning, folks. My 3 minutes of fame is 2:58. You know, I really don't have a rant, but I do. And
What?
So figure that one out. Anyway, I want to talk about the airlines today. Real quick. Okay. I got a buddy who's going to go see the Yankees next weekend.
Go to that camera.
This camera
That
here.
camera right there.
All right, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
All right, I got it now.
Okay.
Crazy, you got
Talk
me.
right to them.
You got me straightened out
There
now.
you go. That's what I'm here for.
So anyway, he's going to go see the Yankees. But anyway, he's flying into Newark, New Jersey. Okay, so hopefully the plane's going to get there on time. Everything's going to be good. But then he's telling me this morning, okay, that such and such airline has already sent him a message saying that his return flight a month ago the time was already changed on it a month ago, and he ain't even flown on it yet. So what the hell's these airlines doing? They're still screwing up. The flights are still backed up. The times are backed up. Some of them are still getting canceled. So FAA and Washington, D.C., I thought the guy who was handling it for Biden's staff, the guy that used to be the governor or the mayor in Indiana or Illinois, somewhere out in the Midwest there, I forget, Buttigieg or whatever his name is. I call him bitch. Anyway, you need to take a look at this stuff because this is ridiculous. You pay for your flight. You think you're going to get the flight. You're going to get your times and everything. Then they're sending you damn messages a month ahead of time saying, "Oh, your return flight time's an hour later." What the hell kind of shit's that? That's the Chiefs rant today. Over and out.
I wonder who you could be talking about.
You.
Listen, working in the school district, administrators don't want to hear about the pandemic as an excuse for why kids in classes are still behind. So I think we are all in agreement that some of the initial issues that the airline companies had was because obviously they let people go. People weren't flying. People didn't want to go back to work. So they were missing air control people. They were missing ground people, pilots. You get all of that, right? So I'm sure many of them have come back.
And
why
air
not just
controllers are the most important.
Oh, absolutely. No, totally. But why would you not just schedule flights based on the amount of people that you have on staff? Schedule the appropriate, it may not be as many as we want or the perfect time to go somewhere, but if you know you have X amount of staff, why are you not just scheduling flights around the staff you have?
Exactly.
Instead of overbooking and pushing and everything else. I'm not concerned about my flight leaving here to Jersey on Wednesday.
No.
But that flight coming back, yeah, man, an hour delayed and I haven't even left for the freaking flight yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
so-
stupid.
But anyway.
But they did
It's
give
stupid.
you months warning. So they're basically doing what you just said they should do.
It's better to get.
They should rearrange their schedules based on the people that they have.
Give me a reason why it got delayed. That's all I want to know. To
Yeah.
justify why they're pushing it back and I haven't even left yet.
Exactly.
The pilot hasn't made bail yet.
Great. Great.
They probably didn't sell enough for like one flight, so they probably put two flights on the same one, so save fuel or something.
Well,
I
then
would
how about
imagine.
this one, right? A plane will hold 180 people, 200, whatever it is, right? We are overbooked on this flight. If you would be willing to give up How do they do that? You have a certain number of seats. Granted, I know some people buy standby, certain things will cancel. I get that. But then everybody shows up. How do they do? Why do they do that? All right, $1,000 voucher. That's why people will take the money, the free flight, if they're flexible. I've never taken advantage of that because I'm just not flexible enough in my schedule to say, all right, I'll wait till tomorrow. Put me up, give me $1,000.
No,
Not me. I want to get on my plane and come home at that point.
but see, I've never flown out of Newark or Kennedy.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
I've never touched Kennedy or
I have.
LaGuardia.
I have Kennedy. I have LaGuardia.
Mhm.
Newark, I haven't.
Mhm.
But word to the wise, and I told you this before: fly out of Atlantic City. It's a lot better.
Oh, this is exactly why. I know why.
Talk to me.
You're in an airport in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's why the Vegas one is so smooth.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts in my head right now, but I'll let it go. Let's go to some WWE news. I'm going to bounce around here.
You better let them go because we'll replace you next week.
That's okay. Everybody's replaceable. That's cool. No, all right, let's get to it.
Hey, folks, just so you know, too, I told Aaron this morning I may go on vacation in October.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your
Can't
calendar.
wait.
Mark your calendars because I told him this morning. So I'm putting it out publicly. I may go on vacation. And if I do, you all will love where I'm going, and I will figure out how the hell I remote in so I can put it up.
Okay.
And I'll just say that.
I think you're full of hot air.
You have 30.
I think you ought to shut up.
He's a basket case. Anyway,
We know
and
that.
you say October. There's only 31 days you can pick from there. Should we have a pool about what day he wants to go on vacation? October, what date? Like a baby pool? Right? What's a baby
I
gonna be
know
born?
already.
Well, I know you do, but they don't. We don't.
Oh,
We
what
take-
are we going to give them?
Whatever week that is, that's the week we'll have Karrion Kross and John Moxley and
Yeah,
everybody else in studio.
yeah. Johnny Knoxville.
Promises, not on Knoxville. All right, let's get to it.
Okay,
Last
where are we
week's
going?
show,
Where we
SmackDown.
at?
We're up in the. I'm going to be bouncing
WWE
around.
report,
I'm
okay.
bouncing around, so buckle your seatbelt.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to try to cover everybody here.
Go ahead.
Last week, SmackDown made history as it was the #1 show on network TV. Now, was that because they were at MSG last week? Yes, was that the MSG show?
I think that was part of it.
Right. I mean, they're at the nostalgic.
Could be, and I
place, but-
think everyone's just like tuning into the Bloodline thing.
Okay.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bloodline was the biggest draw on TV last week.
Yeah.
As far as
They're,
ratings.
they're pretty much the biggest draw just about on any night on a Friday against anybody. Right?
You didn't get to see last night, though.
No, I did not.
You did.
Saw
Well,
highlights.
I saw the highlights. I saw Heyman eat a kick. I saw that. It wasn't a kick. It was more of a chest. But
Yeah, well,
but that's
he's-
okay.
he's old.
He ate it.
He's old.
That's all right.
I hope they beat the shit out of him.
Watch. Lesnar will come in to make the save, and they'll be back together
Yeah,
at one point.
probably.
Let's see what else. This week was the 10-year anniversary of the Performance Center. What did it do for the future of the business? Also, who were some of the best people to come out of the Performance Center? That's some great. I didn't realize it was 10 years already.
Yeah.
My goodness. I personally, I think the Performance Center has been a good thing to get newbies who want to get in, get trained, get done, get the feel for it, because then if it's not for them, they stop at the Performance Center. You don't waste time with them on OVW or the old OVW, NXT and all of that. I think from that standpoint, for these kids that are signing the NILs and all these kids that they're recruiting at SummerSlam, I saw they're going to be doing more scouting events. Get them into the Performance Center, see what they have.
So who do you think is the big one that came out?
The first one that comes to mind right now on the spot, I got to say Seth Rollins, and really anybody from the Shield. Although was Roman down there? Was Roman at a Performance Center? I mean, we know they were on NXT, but did they start in the Performance Center? Now that I'm saying that,
I think all three members of the Shield started in
OVW?
Deep South or OVW, whichever one it
Thomas,
was at
you
the
still
time.
you still in here? Give us some help. Not sure on this one.
Thomas says Kennedy. Why are we saying Mr. Kennedy? Thomas, he also said, "Oh, my thoughts count." No, but those thoughts I'll keep inside. And he says SmackDown was due to Bloodline. Oh, they started in FSW, Florida Championship Wrestling. So it wasn't. So this was before the Performance Center.
Okay, all right. Well, actually, Mox started up in Indiana.
Right. But we're talking about just coming through the Performance Center. So now we got to think back over the last 10 years
Well, I
who's
don't
come
know.
up from the Performance Center that has really knocked our socks off as a good deal from the Performance Center, then to probably NXT theoretically, right?
I'll
I
tell
mean,
you.
that's one and the same. NXT comes off the Performance Center, doesn't
Bianca Belair,
it? Okay.
Solo,
Okay.
Charlotte.
Karrion Kross.
Charlotte.
Okay.
Charlotte started and was
But did they have the Four
Didn't she
Horsemen?
come through?
Four Horsemen was
Yeah.
at NXT, right?
all the 4 horsewomen were NXT.
Right. But
Did what about Ciampa and what's his name?
Gargano.
Gargano.
Yeah, they were.
yes, they've come through the Performance Center, yeah, to NXT. But did they come through the Performance Center? That I don't
Oh,
know.
that I don't know.
Because remember, the question is only based on the 10 years of the Performance Center.
Let's change the damn question.
He wrote it.
It's not old school enough. It's only 10 years old.
Ronald says Becky, Sasha, and Asuka. I don't think Asuka through the Performance Center with
Yeah.
all of her experience
I
in
love
Japan and
Asuka.
everything.
I love.
You think she went to the Performance Center? I don't. I thought she went right to the
I don't know.
NXT.
Probably. Yeah, I'd imagine.
I love Asuka.
Sasha and Becky, maybe.
I'd like to see Asuka and Rhea wrestle.
Oh, that would be a good match.
I'm sure you went to a couple other places, but Dirty Dom.
That's right. Yeah, I just read this morning that they may keep the Judgment Day down in NXT for a while,
Judgment Day. Really?
except for Priest, who's going after Rollins. But they may keep them down there for a little bit. I mean, that's not going to help Rhea with her defenses.
I don't see.
That's what I know.
I
That's,
see.
that's what I read.
And it's okay. But I could see him staying down there and working some angles. But I still think Rhea will go up.
Well, she has to. She's
And I
got the
think
ladies'
Dom,
belt. She
and I
has
think
to.
Dom will go up too.
I think they may want to keep Dom down there a little longer of everybody, just for seasoning, just for. I mean, how much ring time has he really had over the last X number of months?
Oh no!
As a statue,
and
I think to get the time for sure.
Okay,
And maybe when he wrestles,
in that point, in that point, I agree with
because
you.
he's going for a title.
That's
isn't
what
he?
I'm,
Yeah, North American.
that's what I'm saying. You know, so
Maybe they want to have him win a belt down there, hold the belt, kind of season him as a champion, heel champ, and then come back up again. Possibly, I don't know. Just food for thought. It just kind of caught me off guard reading
maybe
that.
Dom and Braun Breaker form a tag team
Ooh,
down at NXT.
that would be interesting. Talk
Dirty
about
Breakers.
We are, yeah, I like that dirty
dirty
break,
circuit breakers.
the dirty ball breakers.
Ronald Young says Baron Corbin had come through the Performance Center. If Ronald, you can confirm it, he went through the Performance Center before NXT and the main roster. That's really not a bad pick if you think about it. All that he's done.
How about the other guy?
Can you narrow it down just?
He was
You know that one guy that went between the ropes?
He was on SmackDown last night.
He wrestled on a weekday.
No, he was on SmackDown last night. Did the skit with oh no, that was Corbin that did the skit with
You're not talking about Cameron Grimes yet.
yeah.
But he hasn't. I'm presuming went through the Performance Center again.
And
I
then he
don't know
went
that.
to
To NXT.
Now he's up on SmackDown.
But he hasn't done anything yet to say one of the greatest
I think
people. But he should.
I think you're going to see the $1 Million Man come back. And
Didn't I recently read he had some health issues though? I thought a couple of weeks ago I read something about his health, but I could be wrong.
But see him come back with Grimes.
As they did in NXT with the $1 million belt for a while. Sure.
That would be
Let's
good.
just say say who came the best out of the Performance Center would be who came to the Performance Center with no wrestling training and came out like a big star on the roster. It has to be Bianca Belair.
How about the Rock's daughter
I
eventually?
just thought about her name. Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Brandy says Waller. So does Burnett. Thomas says Braun Breaker came through the Performance Center.
Yeah.
But Braun, okay, so he's down at NXT. Do we want to consider people through the Performance Center and made the main roster? Or so there's a lot of different ways we can
You
dissect
can
it.
turn it 10 different ways if
Of
you
course,
want
but I like
to.
the question. I'm glad you can. That's a great question to think about 10 years of history. All right, let's cover one. I'm going to just cover a couple of medical things. Mandy Rose says she's not done wrestling, and if you watched her on the catwalk last week at some fashion show, she still looks great. Becky Lynch had surgery to move a cyst when returning from London. Then she had it redone this past week to be cleared to wrestle on Raw. Obviously, nothing serious in terms of the cyst, where it was, what it was doing. So I'm glad that they're on the mend. And last but not least, before we head into break, WWE paid $37 million lawsuit settlement before it reached discovery about the Saudi Arabia incident when the plane was sitting on the tarmac for all those hours. WWE certainly seems like they've gone a little far over the line in order to keep their relationship with the Saudis. Thoughts? I mean,
Yeah,
why would
like,
WWE be paying a settlement? It wasn't them keeping the people on the plane.
I don't know, but I guess like they got to be making like bank off of them Saudi Arabia thing, because I never even heard of WWE paying any that kind of money to keep something secret.
Something.
Maybe the Saudi prince was like, here's the money, just hush it up.
Okay.
Because I guess like whoever like it was sued, there was two people, and they had like witnesses that were like WWE stars and a couple other people, and I guess they really just don't want that to get out, so they're like, here's your hush money. Never talk about this again.
There you go. Well, somebody offered me some money on something that they don't want me to talk about. My phone line's open. Call me. All right, let's take our last break of the show. We come back. We still got a lot to cover and do. You are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. The band is back together, at least for this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. Y'all watching it. These are my new tag team partners, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, a.k.a. Marty the Mod, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Sefer Fatu. I'm here with my man, Big Chief. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean Navari. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you need deep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition.
Hey, we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Tessa Blanchard and Ozzy, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hi everybody, Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
All right, welcome back. We had a lot to do in 13 minutes. So, folks, whoever you are out there.
You know, I just want to put this out here.
Yeah, it's a little late.
They say that the extreme heat warning's through Tuesday. Well, I'm looking at it right now through a week from Monday, and it's
yeah, but it cools off to 110.
And it's 110
on Monday.
A week from Monday, it's so
winter's
it's still,
here, folks.
So it's still going to be in the 100 teens for the next 10 days.
And these temperatures are late this year for us. Our summer really cooked quickly.
Yep. That's what we get for having a nice fall.
That's right.
Or spring, I mean.
That's right. All right, let's get to it real quickly here. Brian Pillman's contract ended with AEW. And speaking of the Performance Center, it was rumored that he was down there at the Performance Center, spotted earlier this week. Brian Pillman joining WWE?
I could see it. He would definitely be a good addition. He's a good hand. He's got the family lineage that WWE likes.
Chief?
I have no comment.
Okay.
What?
All right, let us move on then to the next topic at hand. Mark Briscoe is out with a knee injury and has been pulled from his title match against Claudio Castagnoli at Death Before Dishonor.
Put Papa in. replacement.
There you go.
That sucks. I wonder if he's about to win the title because they said they had to change like major storylines. Because of his injury.
Speaking of injury, our friend Ashley D'Amboise broke her ankle and will be out for a couple of months. I just saw her at UWW4 a few weeks ago, and she was signed to do other shots. How did she break her ankle? Because I missed that story.
It was on an indie show. I don't know. She also got engaged, so I want to congratulate her.
Oh, did she?
Too.
Well,
congrats.
Congrats for sure. Next
I
Saturday.
didn't know she was dating Trey Miguel.
She was? She is?
She is. She's engaged to him now.
Wow. As of right now, Ashley is supposed to be on the show next week. I will work on confirming that to make sure that that'll still happen for TCA next week. Okay? What?
Are you forgetting stuff?
What am I forgetting?
Did you hear what he said?
What did I say?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Is she engaged?
Yes.
I said congratulations.
You know, it's like.
But I said congrats.
It's like, why is she doing what she's doing? She's engaged. It went right over his head. Right over his head. He missed the whole damn
Apparently Matt did too, because he's looking just as quizzically at you as I am.
Good, I got both of his catches.
That was an Air Force joke.
I did my job.
I got it.
Mhm.
Peanut does it better with what's his name? The ventriloquist.
Hey.
Jeff Hardy to debut for GCW during SummerSlam weekend.
I'm terrified of this.
Yeah,
You know what?
Jeff Hardy in a death match sounds terrifying. He needs adult supervision before he signs contracts.
Thank you. I'm very scared for this one. I didn't get to see Jeff out here when they were out here wrestling AEW. Matt said he's doing good. All right, but GCW crowd is a little bit different than an AEW crowd.
A little bit.
And things that go on at GCW are a little bit different than AEW. So I'm scared for Jeff. Okay, and I'll just
maybe Matt will be going with him.
I hope so.
To just kind of be there.
Well, if not Matt, I'm sure Jeff's wife will be going. So
let's hope so. All right. Pac revealed as the fifth member for Team BCC for Blood and Guts, as well as Ibushi was revealed as part of Team Elite. Is that? I mean,
Ibushi's a hell of a wrestler.
Pac
is too.
That match is going to be wild.
Yep.
It's good. What show is that slated? That's not slated for.
It's on Dynamite this week.
Oh, it's on TV
Wednesday.
Wow, jeez, I've been when you're away, you don't watch TV
So
much.
you have to stay up so to watch it.
No, I'll be on a plane to East Coast next Wednesday. I have to catch the highlights.
You're sucking hind tit then. Okay, there we go.
Can somebody call in and please explain what that is?
That was pretty good, huh,
I swear
John?
to God, I was talking in tongues like half the time. I'm
My
like, what?
boy liked that one.
That's why I looked at him. Maybe you could have given me a clue.
At Heart Attack Grill, I always tell one of the girls we need a redneck to English translator. Now we need a old to English translator.
Thomas shares that Claudio won't be cleared either. Apparently, Claudio's dealing with an injury of some sort.
So are they taking that match off?
Ronald says he's excited for it if he does go to WWE, but hope he doesn't follow his dad's path. Ronald, who are we talking about there? I'm not
Brian
sure.
Pillman.
Brian
Pillman. Thank you. And Thomas says, I need to get back to the studio. Ha, ha, ha. You're doing fine right where you are. Our ratings have gone up.
Hey, you want to come to the studio next week?
Yeah,
I'm
come next
putting it
week.
out there.
Yeah, because I'm not here next week, Thomas.
You want to come next week?
Oh, Claudio's going to be banged up in blood and guts. That's what Thomas says. All right. And Mercedes Moné is going to be on hand at Slammiversary. Now, does that also kind of jump the shark a little for Trinity? Saying she's going to go support her. Is she there for other reasons? Because they made a pact that they would be like, she went to Japan to support her
Did
there.
Trinity go over
Yes,
there?
Trinity,
Oh, she did.
Trinity went to support
I
her
must
there.
have missed that.
So,
Okay.
but maybe with that coming out that she's going to be there publicly, because the last time she was there, she was like incognito in the top of the seats. And
can I ask the question?
Sure.
Do you really care?
It would make for an
Seriously.
interesting twist if they acknowledge her and if she gets involved. Other than that, it doesn't.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Still one of the best women wrestlers on this planet.
Okay.
As much as like all the Impact stuff and all that, I still want to see her go back to WWE, like Bayley does.
Thomas says Mercedes has been going to Impact events to support Trinity and her, as her
Come to
friend,
Samstown so you can ignore all of us too.
Wait. How can you say that she's been supporting Trinity? I asked you the other day if you watch Impact. Your answer to me was no. So how can you say that and justify it, Mr. Brunette?
Hey, here's a question for you. Roman Reigns is being called the modern-day Hulk Hogan. Yes, nay, agree, no, not? Good comparison, fair comparison?
In this era, I think you could compare him to any of the 4 other champs that have come before him. Bruno, Backlund, Hogan, Roman Reigns. Okay? I'll say that.
So
In this era,
okay,
he's the best there is right now.
Is it the best 1,000 days as a champ? I don't
No,
know what the
1,000
numbers-
days don't make any sense.
Sorry, guys. Chief misspoken. Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time.
No.
I'm not looking at
No, hell no.
No, I'm not looking at the numbers. My point is that when you say over the last 3 years since he returned, and most of that he's been a champion, do you think?
Who's been the closest to him?
No. Let me finish my question.
Oh, okay.
Do you possibly think that 3-year period might be some of the greatest 3 years of wrestling that a champion has been involved in modern era, in any era? I mean, you look at the 3 years since he's come back and became a champion and all that stuff.
He's put butts in the seats.
Right. So
All
is this possibly the greatest 3-year stretch that anybody's ever seen in wrestling because of a champion? Because of a champion.
No.
The show he was on was a #1 show on network TV of the week.
No.
So who would be better? Who in your mind was better?
Oh my God! If you say Bruno, I'm gonna leave. I swear.
Bruno.
Bye.
Bruno packed Madison Square. Okay. Month after month after month after month for how many years? How many?
Nothing else to do.
Wasn't 1,000 days. Okay, 1,000. It was years. All right, just like Flair did down in the NWA,
right?
The Crockett territory. Roman's done the same thing in his run.
So that's what I'm just looking at the 3-year period. Was it could
So
it be
if
ranked
you're-
up there as some of the greatest
Oh,
3
hell
years
yeah.
of professional wrestling?
Yes. As I'm saying right now, okay, Bruno,
right,
Backlund,
right,
Hogan, Roman Reigns.
Would you? And again, I'm asking this rhetorically, just for thought, for both of you, for anybody.
And the
out
only
there.
reason I'm saying that way is because of the longevity that they held. The
Sure,
belts.
no, absolutely. So Bruno, you used it, not Bruno. You used it with Flair just a few seconds ago about he was in the NWA territory.
Correct.
Roman's been traveling the world in one territory, one company.
Correct.
One company that rules the world.
Is there a curve in grading, like we use in school, that Flair has that great, still is great today, obviously, in that NWA territory, just in that geographic area per se,
the 7 states,
versus what Roman has done across the country and across the globe during his 3 years?
Well, I think you got to look at it this way. You're talking territory, okay? If you're talking Flair went to Japan, Flair went to Australia, Flair went around the world. So did Harley Race, okay? The NWA went worldwide. With Vince's father, it was Canada and New England states,
right,
down to Washington. That's where the wrestling was back then.
Right.
It wasn't the WWF was not worldwide.
Oh, of course.
Until Vince made it worldwide.
Right.
Okay. But I would
Wasn't it
say
literally called the Worldwide Wrestling Federation?
I would say if you put Flair and you put Reigns as far as traveling around the world,
But does that encompass that this 3-year stretch that Roman has been in charge of the WWE, basically, in the bloodline, and this magnificent story? Let's call it what it is. It's been a magnificent story. Every time you turn on TV, there's really not been a downer moment within this storyline.
No, Paul Heyman's done a great job.
Absolutely. And creative, whatever he's been involved in all of that.
Paul Heyman's done a great job.
All right, real quickly, we got about a minute or so left. I'm getting the wrap-up signal. Real quickly, yes or no? LA Knight, rip off of The Rock and Stone Cold? Yes or no?
He sounds like The Rock, so I kind of see where the comparisons are, just like his voice. Like, if you don't watch the TV and you just hear him, it's The Rock.
It's him? Okay.
But I don't think he's like a ripoff. I think he's paying homage to people. Okay. And if you're gonna pay homage to somebody, why not pick the most over person?
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Who knows? Maybe LA Knight, or as I know him, Sean Ricker, has had a private conversation with The Rock out in L.A. And asked him if he could use some of his.
Was it at night?
His stick.
Thomas shares with us. It's been 101 days since Roman has had a title defense. That's 3 months. It was just a question of curiosity that was on there. I love that question as well. All right, we got to wrap up. John's giving us the wrap-up signal. So with that, gentlemen, it's great to be back in studio with you guys. Had a lot of fun today. Final thoughts as we wrap up today's show.
Glad to have you back. Have fun at Yankee Stadium next week.
They better win.
Hell yeah. Everybody stay safe out there.
Kansas City.
I know.
Everybody stay safe. Stay hydrated. Don't walk your freaking pets out in the middle of the freaking heat. I've seen people do. That infuriates me more than probably anything.
Get a little sake.
Because if you can't walk outside with no shoes on, what makes you think your dogs can?
Exactly. Chief,
be 1% smarter than the dumbest person on the planet.
You know.
Have a great week.
You know what doesn't make sense?
What's that?
There's a product that you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's.
I don't think they sell common sense somewhere.
Or it's called
duct tape.
It's called cool decking. Cool decking.
A lot of times, cool decking is not so cool around pools. It hurts too.
Well, let me tell you, I've had cool decking for 20 some years, and it works just fine.
I wear water shoes,
so I'm sure it's all according to how it's put on.
Final thoughts.
Anyway, everybody be safe out there. Matt and I'll hold the ship down next week, so tune in and see us.
I've said I will do my best to see if I can get online from Yankee Stadium next week. 3 simple words: hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Chief showed me the temperature right now. It's 105 degrees here. Anyway, thank you for watching. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. We'll see you at the top of the hour. My guest will be from Desert Valley Gallery. Ed and Monique will be here. Don't go anywhere for that show in an hour. We'll see you next week right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere.